Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Priscilla. I share a lot of content about homemaking, homeschooling, cooking from scratch, being fit in motherhood, just tons of stuff like that. So if that interests you, hit the subscribe button. Today I want to share all about why I got started on YouTube, how I got monetized in 2.5 months, and show you my first couple paychecks so you can see exactly what YouTube paid me. And then some tips if you're planning or thinking about getting started with YouTube. So first is why I got started with YouTube. I was just in a position where I really wanted to bring some extra income into the home, and I was looking into all the options, having an in-home daycare or taking on children. I have 5 children of my own already, and that just sounds like a bad idea for me at least. And then I also looked into like opening an Etsy shop and selling like who knows what, and that just didn't seem like it would be that fruitful for me. I considered all these different avenues, but the thing is, my passions really lie in homeschooling, homemaking, being like productive, working out, all these things. And it's like, if I could just make money somehow while still doing the things I'm passionate about and the things that serve my family, then that would be the dream. The issue though is I'm just not someone typically who puts myself out there. So I always told my husband, like, there's just no way I could ever do that. That's not even an option. But then one night we were talking about it in bed, and I was saying like, yeah, I could never do that. And then like 5 seconds later, I was like, actually, I think I could. And I think it was after seeing a video of someone just talking about how you just have to be consistent. And I know that I am a disciplined person, and I knew that I could commit to being consistent. So once I heard them talking about being consistent is the most important thing, and if you are consistent, you most likely will succeed in some way, that was just the motivation I needed. So now for how I got monetized in 2.5 months. If you don't know, getting monetized means that YouTube will start paying you for your videos, they'll run ads on your videos, and to do that you have to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. I would say that the top thing is that I committed myself to 2 videos a week. And like I said earlier, I heard that if you're consistent that you will do well. Lord willing, of course. Overarching theme of this whole video is Lord willing. And I knew that I had the discipline to be consistent, and I feel like committing myself to 2 videos a week was the biggest thing that helped me grow so quickly. 2, I really put myself out there. Once again, I am not someone who typically would put myself out there. It feels very uncomfortable for me, as I'm sure it does for most people. Originally, when I started YouTube, I had planned to not tell a soul, not tell a family member, not tell a friend. But then once I released my first video, I was like, oh wait, it would actually be really nice if they like watched my videos and subscribed. Like that would kind of help the ball roll. So then I sent it to some family members and I was really nervous. And then I sent it to some friends and I was really nervous. But then the overwhelming response was like, wow, Priscilla, like you are made for this. You'd be so good at this. And getting that response just made me feel so encouraged. And then I ended up just sharing it all over the place. So I just literally shared the links to my videos on Facebook and in like group chats, and I was not hiding it at all. And there was like, you know, an occasional comment that was like a little embarrassing from someone. But overall, I think I just felt really encouraged and I just let it like slide off my back. So yeah, I would definitely recommend just rip the band-aid, just put it out there. If you commit to being consistent and you know you're not gonna quit in like a couple months, just rip the band-aid, tell everyone, because them watching your videos and their encouragement helps you. The next thing I did is I made a list when I started, before I even filmed my first video, of 50 video ideas so that I wouldn't run out of ideas, or, you know, you will reach moments where you're like, what do I even talk about? I've filmed every thought I have. I've shown every system. I've shown every meal. Like, what do I film now? I definitely reach moments where I think that, and then I can go back to my list and be like, oh, I have so many ideas here, and then more just keep coming, and you know, inspiration comes from seeing my older ideas. So I feel like that was a great tool to look at when I am like feeling like a little discouraged, like what do I even have to talk about? So I feel like that was another great tool that brought some clarity when I was first starting. Next, this is more of a practical one, because with getting monetized, you are trying to focus on getting 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours. So watch hours are just all the time that people spent watching your videos. So if someone just watched 6 minutes of your video, then that 6 minutes would go towards your 4,000 watch hours. So for that, when I first was making content, I was focused on longer videos. So most of my videos ranged from like 20 to 30 minutes. Nowadays, I'm more like around 15 to 20. But I think having the longer videos in the beginning helped me reach my watch hours a lot faster. Now to show you how much I made for my first month. One thing I didn't realize about getting monetized is once you're monetized, you don't start like racking up money the first day. You actually have to go through an application process. And for me, it took about like 2 to 3 weeks, which I think is longer than the average person. I think my tax info was wrong or names didn't match up or something. So once you get monetized, there is a period of like an application process with like Google AdSense. So you don't just start like racking up money right away, which I was a little disappointed by. But now you know. My first month of being monetized was in October, and that month I got paid $167. So that was actually more than I was expecting. I feel like you see people talk a ton about how YouTube like pays basically nothing, and for being such a small account, I was surprised to even get paid that much. And then for the next month in November, I got paid $252. So that was great. It's definitely not at the point where it's like a major help to my family, but it is like, you know, a little extra cash, which is always nice. Then the next month for December, I was getting like a little burnout, and I decided that for December, I would take kind of a break and go from 2 videos a week to 1 video a week, so I could enjoy the holidays. We would be traveling a lot. I didn't want to have to like be thinking about YouTube so much during the holidays. And that month my pay from YouTube was $108. So I mean, it makes sense because if you like cut the videos in half, then the pay is cut in half too. But it was worth it because I just wanted to be able to like knit on the couch and watch a movie with my children during Christmas and not be like thinking about YouTube. Doing 2 videos a week, at least when I was first starting, meant that I could not do that. I could not just sit on the couch and knit. Every second needed to be like productive. Then I also used December to kind of refocus my mind and think about ways I could be more efficient. And I feel like that was really helpful. And now I feel like 2 videos a week is like a piece of cake. Like I feel like I've figured out a lot of ways to be a lot more efficient with it. Also, just the more you do it all, like the more you edit and the more you film, you kind of learn like how to do it faster. You just get like a good flow with it all. And then now for January, I'm halfway through January right now, and so far I'm at 120. So hopefully I'll hit like 200 this month, but we'll see. So now, if you're someone who has thought about doing YouTube, or maybe you're already doing YouTube, here's some tips that I have to share with you. Number 1, like I said earlier, is to be consistent. I committed before I even started to doing 2 videos a week, and I feel like that was huge for the growth of my channel. 2 is film things that you're already doing. So like for me, I'm already cooking dinners for my family. I'm already homeschooling my kids every day. Those are things that are very easy for me to film because it's already happening, and all I have to do is add a camera to the mix. And then that also goes into focusing on how you can add value to people's lives. One thing that they talk about in like different business situations, I don't know, I'm not like a business girl, but one thing they talk about is having a, what do they call it? An avatar, I think, where you basically just imagine like, who is the person that's interested in my content? For me, it's probably like a mom in the age range of like 25 to 35. She probably wants help figuring out how to feed her kids like healthy food, maybe food on a budget. Maybe she's a homeschool mom. Maybe she needs tips for how to do homeschool and keep her home clean. And just thinking about the person that you're serving and think about how you can add value to their lives. So that's something I also did in the beginning when I wrote my list of like 100 YouTube videos. I also created my avatar, like who is this person that I'm serving? How can I add value to their lives? What are they like? And that just kind of helps when you're coming up with video ideas to make sure that it's something that would actually speak to that person and be helpful to them. But also at the same time, balance that with posting what you want to talk about and trust that God will bring the right people to your channel and people that are interested in all of the same things. Also, last tip, along the lines of committing to 2 videos and just grinding, like putting in the work. Make sure you know what your priorities are. So for me, I knew my priorities were getting time with the Lord, spending quality time with my husband, quality time with my children. Their homeschool, I do not want to get a day behind on homeschool, and if I do, we make it up. I didn't want YouTube to get in the way of the things I prioritized and valued most. But then with that, you also have to realize that, sorry, this is something I'm passionate about. We all have the same amount of time in the day. Sometimes you can look at people and think, it seems like they get more hours in their day than I do. But really, no. We all have the same amount of time. You get to choose how you spend your time. If it seems like someone's getting all this stuff done and you're like, I could never get that done, it's because you're using your time for other things. So if you want to get those things done, you can. You just have to put your time towards it instead of other things. Figure out your priorities, because if you add something in, like I'm adding in YouTube, it is going to take away things. And I feel like for me, I just had to learn to say no to a lot of events. Or if my husband was going over to hang out at like his family's house, I would hang back and edit videos, which is something I would never do before. Or I'd say no to more girls' nights, or even just, you know, being able to sit around and knit. For a while, I had to say no to that because I wanted to focus on my priorities of getting quality time with my family, getting time with the Lord, not slacking on their homeschool. And then even things like deep cleaning the house had slacked some in those months and still, you know, sometimes continues to. So for final thoughts, I just want to say, just do it. Just get started. I really believe that if you get started now, in a couple years, you'll be thankful you did. Rip the Band-Aid off. Tell everyone you know you're doing it. They want to support you. If you have good people in your life, they love you and they want to support you and help you in any way. And they probably love watching your videos, love seeing your content. Just rip the Band-Aid off, tell everyone you know, and that will help you a lot. And that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. I post videos every Tuesday and Thursday. I'll see you in the next one. Also, I did just cut my own bangs yesterday, so that's why I'm constantly touching them.